Hello, lovelies! Welcome to this week's episode! Yeah, I'm calling them episodes now. Last week, I talked about the law of attraction. Gave a little intro to that, little ramble. What I'm really talking about today is what I mentioned very briefly at the end of last week's episode, focusing on positive affirmations instead of negative affirmations. So you are not attracting negative things into your life instead of positive things. So if you haven't watched that episode yet, you should. I mean it, right now. Go stop watching this video right now, stop it, and go watch the other video. And then come back to this episode. Where you stopped right now, just pause it. Go watch the other one. Go. Are you watching it yet? What the hell are you still doing here? I'm so funny.
That's going to, you know how it works.
Are you watching this yet?
You can
Go watch it.
things if you
Go
don't
watch it.
understand how bad things, which is what we often do.
This is what I'm talking about.
That next week.
Right now.
Really simply
Right
is
now.
focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. Because if you spend all your time focusing on what you don't want, then you're going to receive what you don't want.
Okay, now that's been dealt with. You might as well just pull up your big boy pants, big girl pants, and believe in the law of attraction, because it's happening whether you believe it or not. Focus on good, positive affirmations, because the way the law of attraction works is it focuses on your thoughts. So if you're constantly thinking about the things you don't want, then you're gonna keep getting what you don't want. It's this horrible cycle that unfortunately most of us do, where we focus all of our attention on the things that we don't want, thinking that by saying, oh, I don't want to be late for work, then you're not going to be late for work. But what you're actually sending out into the universe is being late for work. The universe does not compute words of negation. So, if you're just saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, then you're going to keep getting those things, because really what you're saying, you're focusing your thoughts onto those things. Again, using the don't be late for work example, you're sitting there in your car going, oh, I don't want to be late for work, I don't want to be late for work. What you're constantly thinking about is actually being late for work. And that's the message that you're sending out into the universe, remember? You're that human radio tower, so you're sending out those messages about being late for work. Kinda sucks, doesn't it? But the good news is that it's really easy to just turn those negative thoughts into positive ones. Super easy! Instead of saying, I don't want to be late for work, say, I'm going to be on time for work. And then you're focusing on being on time for work. And that's the message you're going to send out into the universe, and that's what you'll get. But you have to believe it, remember that. I wanted to bring up this point because, like I said, unfortunately a lot of us do focus on what we don't want instead of what we do want. So big, huge point about the law of attraction is not only do you have to believe what you're sending out into the universe, but you really have to focus on what you do want instead of what you don't want. I've written a whole blog post about this at realloveplanet.com. Another shameless plug. So I really highly recommend reading that article. And again, I really recommend that you read The Secret book or watch the movie. Aside from the fact that you're focusing on things that you don't want and you're repeating those in your head day in and day out, it's just not very good for your mentality, even if the law of attraction isn't working. Constantly focusing on negative sentences, negative thoughts, it's just not very good for our positive minds. If you want to be happy, then focus on good, happy, positive thoughts. It's not that hard, actually. You just gotta be positive. Put very simply, the law of attraction is reading your thoughts. It is going to manifest your thoughts. So focus on good, happy things that you want. What you want. Focus on what you want. Say the person trying to lose weight. If you're constantly thinking about losing weight, then the thought that you're putting in your head is that you constantly need to lose weight. So instead, what you need to put into your head is that you are already at a healthy weight that you want to be, that you are already the ideal weight you want to be. Focus on that. Focus on the goals. Focus on the end result as opposed to the state you're in right now and don't want to be in. Because again, if you're focusing on the state you're in that you don't want to be in, then you're just gonna keep getting that. It's the same thing with, say, you get bills in the mail every week. Every time you open up that bill and you're cringing and you're being negative and saying, oh, I gotta pay another bill. My life. If you stop doing that, instead, when you receive that bill, think about the fact that, hey, you have a bill. You have money. Maybe you don't have money, but you can say to yourself that you have money and you can pay it off. And instead of focusing negative thoughts into that bill, focus positive things. Think in your head that, hey, for every bill I get, I'm gonna get an equal or more amount of money in the mail. Focus on things like that. There's been numerous times in my life where all of a sudden my bank account's running low and I'll start focusing on the fact that I don't have money in there. And all of a sudden, I don't have money in there. Meanwhile, say this summer is a perfect example for me because I felt like I was hardly working. I was out doing everything and anything I wanted to do. I was socializing with friends. I was out and about, going on adventures, traveling, and I had money coming in effortlessly. And I wasn't focusing on the fact I didn't have money or that I had to focus on getting money in. It just came. It was easy. I had orders coming in. I got through the orders really quickly. But as soon as I start focusing on the fact that I don't have money, I keep not having money. It's really simple. And if you really look at your own life, you'll probably realize the same thing. So, focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. Focus on good, positive, happy things. If you're wondering why those negative things keep popping up again and again and again in your life, it's just simple law of attraction working. It's bringing you what you're thinking about. So think about good, positive, happy things that you want. So do that and have a beautiful week. Start manifesting, start using the law of attraction. Let me know if you managed to manifest that cup of coffee or tea or the book this week. And if you haven't, keep at it, and it's coming. Just believe it's on its way. Next week, I will talk about, or maybe even later in this week, I will share my first manifesting story. The very first thing that I ever manifested, which made me totally believe in the law of attraction. So, stay tuned. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. As always, I love you. Create a nice day.